Tool height setup. We are going to demonstrate general cutting tool setup procedure on a horizontal metal lathe. We have simulated machine movements that replicate a real-life experience. During this procedure, as with all machine operations, ensure that you are familiar with safe operation of the equipment. Also, please perform machine movements carefully, as we don't want to run the cutter into any of the components. There should be a space of air between the components at all times. We move the tailstock closer to the carriage and extend the quill. We use a center in the quill of the tailstock with a good point. The center can be live or dead, as long as it has a good point on it. The tool is installed in the correct holder, and we revolve the whole tool post to allow for better access to the center for height adjustment. Slowly move the tool towards the center, keeping an eye on the back of the compound and the tailstock. This tends to be a tight scenario, and that is why we extend the quill out to increase clearance between the tailstock and the back of the compound. As there are various types of tool post, we are only illustrating the concept that needs to be adopted for exact equipment. Once the tool tip is close to the tip of the center, we must look from the top of the tool height as illustrated. This is a very important step, as the misalignment in vision will result in tool height error. Looking through the tool, we can notice the difference in height. We use the thimble screw to either raise or lower the tool as required. We need to loosen the tool lock each time we make a height adjustment and snug up the lock to ensure there is no play that creates a drop in the tool. In our scenario, the tool is slowly raised up. As we reverse the view, we notice that the tool is close to the same height as the center point. Keep in mind that on external turning tools, we want the tool height to be at center height or slightly below. Notice the slight air gap between the tool tip and the machine center. At this point, we move the tailstock out of the way into a safe position. We lock the tool height position before moving the tool post for the next step. The tool post is rotated to create overhang on the tool above the carriage, as we are going to measure the distance between the tool nose and the flat ways on the machine. If the distance to the machine waist is greater than the stroke of the vernier, use ground 123 or 246 blocks on top of the flat waist. The dimension must be added to the measurement. Place the base of the vernier caliper on the tip of the tool. Ensure there is no debris between the vernier and the tool nose. Slide the vernier, extending the depth anvil to the face of the flat waist on the machine. Record the number for future use. Perform the measurement few times to ensure consistency in measurement. On the next tool setup, simply use the vernier to measure to the same surface and adjust the tool height to desired measurement. This will reduce tool setup time and ensure you always have the correct tool height, even if the center is being used. This was a Skilled Gap training presentation.